Hey, you guys, don't mind them. They're fighting. That is Whiskers. He's the old cat, and Toby's right there trying to get him. So today is Friday the 22nd, I believe. And I have spent the last 2 days working on my temperature blanket. Or I should say 2 evenings. With lots of help from Toby, I managed to finish November and December on the birth year side. And as you can see, we got to bring back lots of bright colors and some greens and absolutely no blue. So the birth year is complete. So with 8 days, 9 days, 8 if you don't count today, left in the month. So today, I want to start working on the current year. Oh my gosh, Toby's climbing the Christmas tree. I just saw the whole thing do this. Toby, oh my gosh. Anyhow, it's kind of cool here today. Not cold enough to turn on the heat, but cool enough to put on a flannel to keep the arms warm. And my blanket laying in my lap, along with Toby, I'm sure, will be more than sufficient to keep me nice and warm. So I'm going to kick on the TV and work on the current year of this temperature blanket. And hopefully, by the time we get to the end of this video, I'll have it completely done. So I have all my information. Oh, and tangled up yarn. I have all my information. I completed November and I have all my temperatures written down for November, and then through December I have the information written down through the 21st. So the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 days. I cannot count. I can't count. I can't add. I can't math. Oh, well. So you see the two of them? Anyhow, I'm going to get started. I'm going to pop on the TV and I'm going to get to work here. I have my little trusty rolly cart here with everything. And we're going to get going. And we're going to start off with current year December in egg yolk. Oh, there's going to be a lot of color changes. I can see it. And the tripod is sinking again. I need a new tripod for Christmas. Do you think it's too late for me to ask for one? Okay, you guys. I got the first 2 days of December done. Egg yolk and cognac. And now I have egg yolk and curry. Now I have 6 days in a row of cognac. And this is the color that I'm worried about not having enough to make it through. We're going to find out. We are going to be in suspense until we get the entire 61 days for November and December finished. I don't know what I'll be doing if I happen to run out before I complete this, because I am not wanting to order more yarn. I have spent so much on yarn, and I'm going to have a ton of the blues and the greens left. Just throwing that out there. So, yeah, 6 days. 6 days in a row of cognac. The nice thing about that, though, is I won't have 12 ends from it. It will be 2, the beginning of the first row and the end of the 6th row. So that is always nice. And, you know, I haven't found anything interesting on the tube to watch. I would rather have YouTube on, but my favorite channels, like, haven't been posting as frequently, and I'm sure that has to do with the time of year. Everybody is so busy, but I like to see what everybody's doing, and then it makes me want to do it too, or it gives me ideas of other things to do. But yeah, so I'm going to work on these 6 rows and just see how far we can go and get done today. So we will check back in very shortly. Okay, I made it through the 6 rows. This is starting to flatten out a bit. The skein only comes when it's new with 191 yards. I'm a little concerned. Do you think I'm gonna make it? I don't know. So let me mark off my 6 rows. And now we are switching to rust for 1, 2, 3, for 4 rows. These are warmer colors, and we're working on November. So, and that's not the right end. Oh my goodness. Toby's outside bird watching. So I get a little bit of a break. So I'm 8 days in on November of the current year. Getting ready to start on day number 9 through 12. So that was Toby. And that used to be one of Jenna's little plushy things. It's, I don't know what kind of monkey it is, but it's a monkey. But Toby claimed it. And that's like when he's not running off with my plushy parts, that's his baby. He's carrying it back over to the Christmas tree right now. He is a trip. I'm telling you, he is just a trip. So far, he has not come over to help me crochet yet today. Knock on wood. Oops, now he's going in his box. He likes boxes too. Oh, we just wouldn't have him any other way. So, I've been working at it. I stopped and took a lunch break and rested my fingers, but I wanted to show you where I'm at so far. This is current year. For the month of November, I have 5 days to go. So I'm 25 days into November. And we finally have 1 day of coolness right there with the dusty green. So 5 more days to go. And then I think I'm going to call it quits on this for today. I have other things to do. So, yeah, 5 days. And November will be caught up. The divider row. And then I can start on December. Yeah. I just finished baking this pineapple upside down cake. You can still see the steam coming off of it because tonight we have to go to dinner and I was in charge of bringing dessert. And I picked that because the other sister, whenever she makes desserts, it has strawberries or coconut on it. And I don't do either one of those. Okay, so just a little update here. It is Friday, the 29th, and there are 3 days left of temperatures to finish this blanket. I told you I already finished the birth year blanket. Toby. But yeah, so we have the 29th, the 30th, and the 31st left on current year. And this is where we are at. So I'm just waiting for the temperatures to happen. But while I wait, I started on the inside border edge of the birth year side of the blanket. And I decided, well, in the beginning, I was working in all my ends. Toby, don't eat the box. Dude, oh my gosh. He is such a destructive little thing. Toby, can you hear him? He's trying to eat the box. Anyways, in the beginning, I was working in my ends. And then, you know, I fell a little behind. And I stopped working in the ends, just trying to get the rows caught up. And then I just didn't do it. So like, there's tons and tons of ends. And because I had worked in some of them, Toby, because I had worked in some of them, Toby, no. Oh my goodness. Because I had worked in some of them, I couldn't really do the tassel on the side, which I really didn't want anyways. So I decided, like, if you've ever done mosaic crochet, they'll do like what I think it's called an envelope border. So you start off with doing a slip stitch all the way around, and then you slip stitch into each side of it and make the border 2 pieces and then stitch it together. And it encloses all of your ends. So I got started on the inside edge of the birth year side. Now they tell you, this is my first time ever doing this type of border. They tell you to use a contrasting color for the slip stitch so that you can see it when you go to stitch the actual border on. And I did. I picked one of the colors to use that I originally bought for the blanket, but we never used it. And it might have been just a little too contrasting, because I can see that. But you know what? I don't care. I just want this to be done with. This side looks pretty good. So whichever side ends up looking good on the current year, those will be the 2 fronts. Because, you know, you can flip it. And since we're working in rows back and forth, both sides pretty much look the same. So, yeah, so I got this done, and what a workout. What a workout. Because you did the slip stitch. Now, mind you, it's about, let's see, 365 days in a year plus 12 divider rows, 75. Let's just say there's about 380 rows. So 3 rows of half double crochet on this side, and then 3 rows of half double crochet on that side, and then 1 row to close the 2 sides together. So it was quite the workout. But in my downtime, instead of playing with my plushies, which I would rather be doing, I worked on that. So that part is good to go. And I can't do the other side of it. I mean, I could put the slip stitch in, but I can't do the other side of it until I connect the two pieces together so that I can work my way around. Now, hopefully, I have enough brown yarn for this, because these 7 rows took almost a full skein, and I'll have 3 more to do, plus the tops and the bottom, and I only have 3 skeins of brown left. So I may have to do the very final round where I close it together. I might have to do that in a different color, depending on what I have, because that is going to be a long way around. So like 300 stitches going across the top and bottom each, plus like 380 going down the sides each, and then you'll have corners. So yeah, it's going to be a job. So hopefully I'll have enough brown. If not, it's not a big deal. I'll probably pick the yellow. I think it's called Sunflower. I'll probably pick that for the final round if I have to, if it's necessary. Toby, if it's necessary for me to do that. So like this green is still attached because I don't know what today's temperature is going to be. A couple more hours and I'll be able to figure it out. So the weirdest thing happened yesterday. I'm still in bed. It's like 8 o'clock in the morning and I'm not awake because I stayed up late the night before, and my phone goes off with a text message, and it makes this really funky noise when I get a text message come in, like kind of like a typing sound, but high-pitched digital kind of like texting sound. So it woke me up, and I go to check to see what the message is, and it's from the court about the jury duty, telling me that they've updated my stuff and I needed to log onto their website to check it. So I try to log in and their website isn't working. So now I'm like, what the heck? Did I miss something? Did I read an update wrong? Like, am I in some kind of trouble? What's going on? So I go outside where John's at, and I had to bring this paper out with me because it also gives the phone number, but you have to have not your juror number, but I'm not sure what the number is called, but you need this number to punch it in, and then like the first 3 letters of your last name and your birth date and all that, so that they know it's the right person. So I call that number, I get through on the phone, and it tells me that my services are no longer needed. And I'm like, woohoo! Well, then 8:15, my phone rings and I'm getting a phone call coming in, and it's from that courthouse thing telling me that I need to check today, the 29th, it's after 7:30 for it to be updated. And I'm like, what's going on? Okay, I get the text, the website's not working. Then I get a phone call, and I'm like, is there something wacky going on with their system? I don't know. So I don't know what is going to happen until I check tonight after 7:30, but I won't be here. I'll be at John's sister's for dinner. This is our Christmas get-together, because everybody's got all kinds of things going on Christmas Day. So we just decided to do it a little bit later so that, people could do their thing. But yeah, so did I lose sleep over that? A little bit. I'm hoping that the first message, like when I made the call, after the text message. I'm hoping that that's correct and not them calling me and telling me to check back again after 7:30 tonight. And then the email was the same thing, to log in and check back after 7:30 tonight. So I'm like, oh, I don't know what to think. Anyhow, I got 2 button orders to make, so I need to get on that so that I can have that done, packaged up and ready to go for tomorrow's mail, and then go over for dinner. So anyhow, in case I'm not back on here for another update before the new year, have a happy new year. Well, hey everyone, it is now January 1st, 2024, and I got to put the last rows this morning on my temperature blanket on the current year side. So now all that's left is joining the 2 sides together and the border. So how exciting is that? This is December and November. We got back into, the yellows and the greens. Never got into blue, but it's almost done. It is almost done. And, I can't wait. So what I need to do is straighten up a few things. We took the Christmas tree and everything down, put my furniture back in place, and then I'm gonna sit down and get to work on the border. And we'll be back for the next update on that. Well, hello everyone. It's January 3rd and I'm done. I finally finished this project, this temperature blanket that, I don't know. You all know that I did my birth year versus current year, which is now a historical year. And there were many, many times that I fell behind throughout the year, but I am done, officially done. So I can't say that I'm exactly thrilled with how it turned out. I'm not super unhappy with it, but I think my color choices have a lot to be desired. So let's turn the camera around and take a look at it, because this thing is so big, even though I tried so hard to make it not that big, that I had to lay it out in the yard. It is from head to toe long enough to cover the king size bed, but it is not wide enough for a king size bed. Maybe a full size, and it would definitely hang over the bottom of the bed. But yeah, let's just take a look. So here it is. Birth year is on the left and 2023 is on the right. And I don't know what I had in mind for a border originally, but then I came to the conclusion I was going to do an envelope border, and I did do that in the center to join them. But that took a lot of time and a lot of yarn. And once I got them joined together, I was like, I'm not doing this. I can't do, because it comes out to 383 rows. And I had to do the slip stitch on each side to join them together, a surface slip stitch, and then 3 rows on each side of half double crochet in order for it to hold all the ends. Well, then I said, nope, that's enough. And yesterday I added the fringe today I tried to trim them up a little bit, and yeah, we'll see. But as far as the comparison, excuse the shaking of the camera, I'm trying to get in a good spot here. As far as the comparison, you can definitely tell that we certainly had hotter temperatures in 2023 than we did in the 60s. So the greens and the blues were cooler colors. So the first few months of the year versus the first few months of 2023. And then we started going into the yellows and the browns and the rusts and the reds. There's a few rows of, it's a purple color, where we topped 100 this past year. And then as far as the cool down went, well, December was cool. January was cool. But pretty much it was hot. You see all that red right there? That's where my air conditioner was broke. So I would hold it up, but this thing's heavy, and there's no way for me to get it all in screen unless I stand back like this. But that's it. I'm done. Okay, that's it. It's finished. I'm done. Now you might ask me, will I ever do another temperature blanket again? Maybe. Maybe for a historical year, not necessarily current year, because I did not like it being a year-long project. When I want to make something, because I am the instant gratification type person, I want to get it done now. I don't want it to be a year long. So, what a whole new sense of freedom I have not having this hang over my head. All right, so I'm gonna get going so I can start crocheting on the next thing. And while you crochet, you can check out this video right over here.